Okay, so we're starting decision trees now. Okay, now decision tree is remember I we talked about SWOT analysis, we talked about pastel, we talked about blue ocean strategy, Ainsworth matrix, we did what else did we do? There's so many POTUS five forces. All of those are qualitative um, methods that you use to make a decision, that the strategic management uses to make a decision. A decision tree is a quantitative, you use numbers to research and make a decision. All of those, the ones that we did, were qualitative. Now, this one is focusing on the numbers. Okay? So, the strategic management uses qual and quant together in order to make a strategic decision. Now, what's a strategic decision? Do you remember? Yes, no? Are we lagging? What's a strategic decision? Do you remember?
No. Like, I don't know how to
Oh,
define.
did you say you forgot?
Yeah.
Come on, Emily. I've done this like so many times, like since your GCSE times. Now you're about to go to university. Come on. Strategic decisions are the decisions that is made by the upper level management. Okay, your upper level management, your senior management, the strategic management, these are your long term decisions that have a major influence on the company. Why? Because they can be they cannot be reversed. For example, growth, for example, a major investment, opening a new branch, mergers, takeovers, launching a new product, right? All of these things, they require a lot of money and they require a lot of investment. They are strategic decisions, core decisions that cannot be reversed. So the upper level management uses these strategies. They use these strategies to make strategic decisions. Your strategy, if you look at chapter 8 in unit 1, it's all about business strategy. The whole unit is on business strategy. What do we have there? Blue ocean,
Yeah.
POTUS five forces. We have Ainsworth. What do we have? What else do we have? Pastel.
Yeah.
We have SWOT. We have, what else do we have? Mm,
You have the SWOT. Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's right there. POTUS generic mix.
It's force field also, I think.
Force field. Now, all of these, they don't involve numbers. They're mostly based on qualitative research. But the one that we're about to do is quantitative method of research. So they look at the numbers and they look at the theoretical part to make decisions. Okay? Um, they what do they look at it? No, so they look at how this decision that we are possibly going to make or the options that we have, how much money will we make from this? Okay, so how much money will we take home or make from if we are likely to do this project? So decision trees help you calculate what your net gain will be from a particular decision. Okay, so a decision tree diagram helps you decide in terms of numbers, in terms of your profitability based on your investment. Okay, the question is the investment worth it? That's what a decision tree helps you decide. Okay, now the key parts of, okay, so decision tree, let's see, let's make them now. A decision tree also has nodes. That's why I said it might be a bit confusing from your um, critical path. But let's differentiate it a little bit. In a decision tree, we have key features of a decision tree, nodes. Every time a business it needs to make a decision, that will be represented with a square node. This looks like a rectangle. This square represents a decision. Okay, so every time you make a square, the square node represents a decision. Do we get it so far?
Yeah.
Okay, then we have circles. They represent your outcomes. If you make a certain decision, what will be your outcome? Okay, let me show you. Don't get confused. You don't sound very confident right now. So let's say I make a decision to make an investment. Okay, I want to make an investment. I make a decision to make an investment. I started off with A over here. From that comes out my two outcomes. So one decision is, let's say, to open with my money, open a new store. This is decision number one. And my second decision is to expand my website. So, or let's say launch a website. Okay? These are my two decisions. My third decision is to do nothing. Make nothing, do nothing, just chill back. Okay? Clear?
Yeah.
Okay? This is how you represent your node. So the square represents the fact that a choice is required on, let's say, one, either opening a store or introducing, launching a website. Yes, that's what your square is representing. It's representing where the decisions need to be made. Your circle node is showing the different outcomes. Okay, I'm about to make the circles now. Okay, so from this decision, there are going to be two outcomes. And from this decision, there are going to be two outcomes. Okay, if I do nothing, there will be no outcome. I will just be doing nothing. So if I decide to go ahead with option A, The two outcomes could be what? I need some space here. What shall I do? 1 second. Put this here. Okay. The two outcomes, if I choose option A, are going to be either it's going to be successful, and it's always the same, by the way. It's either going to be successful or it's going to fail. So there is a chance of success or there's a chance for failure. Isn't it? When you open a store, either it will be successful or it's going to be fail. Same goes for the website. If I open the website, either the website will be a success or it's going to be a failure. So far clear?
Yeah.
So the circles are showing the possibilities, the outcomes. So if I make decision by opening a new store, the possibility of its success or failure could be at a certain percentage. So my circle node is showing the outcome, right? Isn't it? It's showing me the outcome, right?
Yeah.
And my C node, the circle, is also showing me the outcome if I decide to open the website. So if I choose option by opening a new store, there are two possible outcomes. Either it will be successful or it will fail. If I choose to launch a website, either it will be successful or it's gonna fail. Fair enough? Clear?
Yes, miss.
No matter what there is in the exam, there will always be two decisions or three decisions. You are always going to draw this exactly the same thing. Okay? You have one option happening here, the second option happening here, the third option happening here. The outcomes will always be either success or failure, either success or failure. It's always going to be the same. Okay? This structure is going to be the same no matter what the question is. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, and this is something you can memorize. Okay? The structure. Now, the real difference in every answer is the numbers. In your exam, you will be given either a percentage or the probability of success or failure. You are going to be given a table. And they will say if we open a store, there is a 70% chance of success or a 0.7 probability of failure. So I'm going to write 70% is the same thing as 0.7. Do we agree with that?
Yeah.
So I'm going to write 0.7 here. Okay. Then, for example, maybe they have given me the probability of failure 0.3. Okay. And sometimes they don't give us the probability. For example, if we launch a website, the success rate is going to be 0.6. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's no 0.7. If they don't give me the failure or the failure rate or the percentage, I should automatically know the answer. Why? Because 70%, how much does it need to become 100%?
30.
3, exactly. So I'm going to write 0.3 here. So sometimes they don't give us the whole probability. They will give us one and they will expect us to do the calculation for the other ourselves.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what we have so far. Does that make sense?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Now, soak this in. Is this all good? Do you understand this so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the probability or likelihood of each outcome, as you can see on the diagram here, a certain outcome, let's say, so it always will have the probability of 1. So you have to divide that sometimes. Most of the time it's given. Okay. Now you have to do the calculation. They will also, by the way, give you how much the investment is. Okay. Let me see if I have the I have some numbers. Let's see if I can find an investment. Why don't I have the investment? I think I do. Okay. The one I'm looking at right now doesn't have anything. Okay. So the thing with decision tree is all the numbers will be given to you. You just have to allocate them. Okay. So if I, as a business, decide to go ahead with option of opening the new store, I am likely to make a profit of, and this is the number given to me in the question, by the way. So I'm just inserting the numbers. So if I'm successful, I'm likely to make a $420,000 profit. If I fail, I am going to make a $24,000 loss. Okay. If I am successful with my website, I am likely to make a 480,000 profit. And if I fail, the investment and the money that I'm making, it will be a $32,000 loss. I was given these numbers, I'm just inserting them. Okay.
Okay.
So we have this. So if you open a new store and it's successful, $420,000 profit is expected. And this 420, if I open the store and if it fails, I will make a $24,000 loss. If I launch the website, and it's successful, I will make a $480,000 profit. And if I open the website and I fail, um, it will be a $32,000 loss. Okay. Now, how
Okay.
do I get this whole thing through? The real task now, your task number one is make the diagram and insert all the values from the provided question. Now the real work starts. Now you start doing the maths. Okay. You are required to calculate the expected monetary value. How do I calculate the expected monetary value? Let me give you the formula, which will look overwhelming, but when we actually do it, it's going to be simple. The expected value of success multiplied by the probability in the diagram, probability in the diagram, okay? Whatever this is, you add this with the expected value of failure multiplied by the probability for both cases. I wrote the spelling wrong. Probability. So it's this simple. The diagram is in front of you. All you have to do is look this. 0.7 multiplied by 420,000, you will get your answer. 0.3 multiplied by $24,000, you will get your answer. This is going to be your answer. This is going to be your answer. Same goes for launching a website. Multiply these two numbers, you will get your answer. And there. Should we calculate them now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get the calculator. You do the calculation. I also do it, and then you tell me what your answer is. Um, what did you get for this one? Success of the new store. Tell me as you go along.
294,000.
294,000. Okay. What about the next one? Are we done with that yet?
Wait, what
0.3
was it?
multiplied by. Pardon?
I think just the expected of success times probability. I didn't add the other part.
Sorry, what was that?
Like I only did the expected value of success times probability. I didn't add the other part yet.
Yeah, we're just doing the multiplication right now. We'll do the adding later. Okay? So let's do the failure. 0.3 multiplied by 24,000 is
7,200.
yes. Okay? Then launching website success. 0.7 multiplied by 480,000.
336,000.
$336,000. Okay? What about the next one? 0.3 multiplied.
9,600.
What is that?
9,600.
9,600. Okay. They're both negative numbers, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the next step is to add both of these together. Are you catching the steps now? Okay, so our step number one was to draw the diagram. Okay. Step two, where do I write it? Step two, insert values. Step three, calculate expected monetary value. Um, Monetary value. So what are we doing? We have got the probability now. All we're going to do now is we're going to add them all together. So this plus is equals to, and this plus is equals to. What is my final answer here? And what is my final answer here? 294,000 plus 2,000.
Is it 286,800?
Yes. 286,800.
And the other one's 326,400?
26.
No, 326,400.
326,400.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I have both the numbers. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and take this. All right. So I'm going to add them together. So what's the answer there? So my option A is equals to the expected monetary value. Wait, I'm going to do it from here. So my expected monetary value is equals to, for option A and option B. And you're going to make like a table like this for your understanding. So expected monetary value for option A is 286,800. And for this one is $326,400. Clear? Are we clear so far?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. Wait. There's one more step, okay? Don't get too happy. Now you have to calculate the net gain. Okay, I have got my expected monetary value, yes, but now I have to calculate the net gain. How much money am I gaining from my investment? Okay. All you have to do over here is that's super easy. Your net gain. Wait, do you want a minute to write this down? And then I'm gonna do the net gain. Write the formula for expected monetary value, understand this, and then I'll do net gain.
Okay.
So that, yeah, it's better you understand this first.
Done, miss.
Perfect. So far, you understand everything, yes?
Yeah.
Now, NetGain is super easy, okay? In your exam, you will also be given how much the company is investing for each project. If they decide to open a new store, and you have been and you will be given how much money they will be investing, you will write the investment over here. Let's say they will be investing $280,000. If they launch the website, they will be investing $190,000. In order to calculate your net gain, all you have to do is take the investment, your in monetary value, expected monetary value, and you minus that with your investment. Or actually the other way around, sorry. Investment minus your gain. Investment or the initial cost. Does it matter? I think the answer will be in negative if I do it the wrong way around. Yes, I think, yeah, it should be the other way around. I was right the first time around. So yes, your aggregate monetary value of all of your outcomes, so basically this number, you minus it with your initial investment. Yeah, it was correct the first time. And that will give you your net gain. Okay. So the net gain for, let's say, option A would be 286, 800 minus 280,000. Are you following me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just took this number and I minused it with this number and I got 6,800. So my net gain for this is 6,800. Okay?
Okay.
And then this one for option B, you tell me the answer. What's it gonna be?
$136,400.
136. Right. Now we have everything in front of us. Option A is giving me 6,800 and this is giving me this. Which decision numerically should I be taking? Which option should I be choosing? Should I do nothing? Should I choose of option B, opening a new store, or should I launch a website?
Option B.
I should do this one. Why did you say that? Because
Because the net gain is higher.
yes. Now remember in critical path we make these lines if we're following that path.
Yeah.
In decision trees, you make the lines on the options you're not choosing. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not launching the website. This is showing that I'm choosing this one. I'm not going to make a tick. That was me. But the option that you're not choosing, you're going to make the 2 lines on that. Are you going to remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Make yourself a special note. Over there saying that you cross the lines, you cross by making these 2 lines on the option you are not choosing. However, in a decision tree, you make the double lines on the option, the decision, the path you will be taking, the critical path. Did you get why I said students get confused between critical path and decision trees?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go. Did you get confused though?
No, I don't think so. I hope not.
No? Okay, very good. Okay, now remember decision trees? I remember it came in my exam, and there was a nice 11 or 12 mark question where I had to make the decision tree. My numbers were horrible. My numbers, God knows what happened with the numbers, okay? But I still managed to get an A. Why? Because following that 12 mark question, there was a 12 mark commentary on this. So remember, if your numbers are wrong in the end, just lose 1 or 2 marks for getting these things wrong. Inserting these values will give you marks. Drawing the right shape of the diagram will give you marks. Doing the 12 mark commentary on it will give you the marks. So remember in the exam, if you're getting a very weird answer or number on the calculator, It's okay. Don't sit there wasting time and be like, oh my God, my numbers are wrong. You will only lose 2 marks or 1 mark. Focus more on the remembering the shape diagram, the process, the steps, the procedure, and the analysis, the limitations and the advantages. That's more important. Okay. So don't get scared. Business is not about math or numbers. Business is about getting the understanding the concept and applying it properly. Make sense?
Yes, miss.
Okay. You can note this down, and I'm about to give you a decision tree to make.
Okay.
Wait, I'm gonna pause the recording till I've